All right, y'all, and we're back from Miss Shine Rides. I have something good to talk to you guys about today. I went to go practice yesterday, and I have to tell you what happened because you guys are either gonna laugh, encourage, motivate, or tell a friend. Don't tell nobody, y'all. Keep it to yourself. No, it's all good. I learned a lesson, so we'll be talking about all that right now. So, I'm gonna talk about basically like what I did, what I shouldn't have did, and then what lessons that I learned throughout that process. Because obviously, I'm still in my journey, so I do kind of pretty much pay attention. I listen to other people as far as like good tips. I watch the video, so I kind of have a good idea of what I do wrong and what I do right. And then of course I have my skills from my classes, and I've also took private lessons. So I kind of download all of that and then just take it really, really slow and easy, and I don't rush anything. So let's get into it, y'all. So now, this all occurred yesterday, so I was like, oh, it's gonna be a good Sunday. Let me get some house cleaning done first. Let me complete all my house cleaning so I don't have to have like, when you have stuff to do, you have like those constant thoughts in your mind, and you're like, it's a running list, like, oh, gotta clean out, gotta clean the kitchen, gotta reorganize this, gotta fold the clothes, gotta do this. I said, nope, let's get at least 90% of the items done, and then we can go ride with a clear head. Done. Okay. I was completely motivated. I was watching the races and the wheelies yesterday on Instagram Live, and I was like, oh, I'm feeling it. I'm excited. Let's get us a practice in. Okay. So I said, let me get my gear together. All right. I threw my jeans on. I was like, oh, I'm going to just throw on a t-shirt. It's hot today. And I was like, okay, make sure I have my handy dandy Harley boots with my heels on to give me some height so I can plant down. And I was like, oh yeah, we're going to wear our full face helmet today. Our new one. Ow. Okay. So we said we're going to do all that. I didn't wear my gloves because I feel more comfortable without my gloves. So I said, whatever's going to make me feel good about maneuvering and getting everything together. So just giving a little pause. If I have to stop, I am cooking right now. So I'm making shrimp and cauliflower. I'm on a little diet, trying to get summertime fine. So I might check on my food so it does not burn. Because we gotta eat. I'm gonna be hungry, y'all, in a minute. So now to get on with the rest of my day. I got all my gear together. I'm ready. I'm amped up, ready to turn up. I turned the little music on in my headphones. I actually did like some calming motorcycle riding music. It was really nice. I really liked it. It was like in the middle of jazz and like just like really mellow, but it had like a nice upbeat tone. I was like, okay, I got this. Let's do it. So I head outside. I'm like, all right, let's tear off my little cover. Took the cover off the bike. I was like, okay, come on, King Leo, you all nice and shiny. Let's get this going. I was excited. I was like, okay, so let's pull him out. Let's disconnect our charger, number one, so we don't try to start the bike with the charger on. So we disconnected our charger first, and then we jumped on the bike. So at this point, I'm like, okay, let me make sure I have everything secure. I took my bags off just in case. I don't want no issues. I don't want no crashes on my bag. So I took them off. I was like, we don't need those. So let me show you what I took. So I took this instead. So of course I don't have anywhere to store my stuff. I don't have a road glide. I have a RoadKing. So I didn't have anywhere to store anything. So I had to take my handy dandy little Harley pouch. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before, but you have the ability to wear this crossbody, which is how I wore it. And I actually, what I did was there's a strap right here, and I snapped that on my belt loops so it wouldn't fly. So I snapped it on my belt loops, and we was good to go. And I like how it lays flat. It was not annoying. It was very light. It was perfect. So shout out to my boy for giving me this handy dandy bag. I really appreciate it. So I was able to put like my phone, my cell phone, my keys. I have the remote to my gate. I had to throw that in there. And let me show y'all one more thing I had to put in here. I like to, if you guys are in, I don't even have it in here, gosh. If you guys are into like crystals and what gives you good energy, I actually put malachite in here to give me some good energy of protection. And guess what else I put in here? I'm sure you guys can hear it. I actually have 2 bells. I was gifted 2 bells that I will be putting on. I just need to get the rings so I can make sure that they stay on. So I haven't put them on just yet, but I will. So I have 2. I have one with diamonds. And these were gifted by 2 different people. I really appreciate them. This one is so cute. It's a, I hope you guys can see them. It's a pink Harley symbol. So cute. So I will be adding both of these to my bike. Both. I need double protection. Okay. These will be going on my bike. So this is what I took with me just as a little protector to make sure I had a nice, safe journey. Even though I was only going down the street, I didn't want to get injured, hurt myself. So I took everything with me. And again, this thing is so light. I love this. It's from Harley. It was great. Thank you so much. So try it out, ladies, if you need a little pouch. That is for men or women, so don't feel like, you know, men can wear them on their leg. You can wear it on your, I'm not wearing a bag on my leg, okay? It's not gonna happen. Crossbody was good for me. You could actually pull it towards your back as well. So it's kind of like a backpack. You can do that too. So it has a lot of different ways you can wear it. So just giving y'all some little tips on what you guys can get from Harley that assist you when you need to roll out and you don't have any storage room. And for us RoadKing people. Okay. All right. So next. So after I got my gear together, I'm ready to roll out, disconnected the charger. We ready to start up. All right, so I have my, what is that? My kickstand. I have it on the little Harley base, so it's not actually leaning directly onto the cement. So I have it there, and so if you guys, I'm gonna have my video within this video so you guys can take a look at what happened and what I did and where I was traveling to. But there's one thing I want you to pay attention to in the video. I actually have a hanger on my shoulder. You can't really see it because I've watched the video and I'm like, I cannot see the hanger. I guess it was just too skinny. It was a wire hanger. It was white actually. And I had on a pink t-shirt, so I'm surprised you couldn't see it, but you couldn't see it. But I was literally riding the whole time with that bag and a white hanger on my shoulder. It didn't, so I really didn't have any issues with it. But I had the wire hanger because I can't reach the kickstand. I don't care what I do. I use all the tips, okay? Tip number 1 that I've used. I have clicked up my floorboard to try to reach it. Negative. Number 2, scoot all the way up so I can be much, much closer and pull the floorboard up. Negative. My legs are short. I'm sorry. I don't know, you know, I got these teeny legs. They're short and they don't reach. I have the extender on my kickstand and I still can't reach it. With that said, the hanger was needed. So again, I probably haven't said this in this particular video, but I've mentioned it on Instagram, just showing you guys like, hey, this is my first time going solo with nobody. So that means I didn't have help from somebody else to kick up the kickstand for me. So I had to improvise. the white hot wire hanger was it. So we were able to, I was really able to pull it up with barely any tug. It was quickly coming up. It was like, boop. I just pulled out that hanger, bam, pull right up. So no, that's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay that I had to use that. I can push it down and I can kick it all the way out. So I can lean the bike down, but I can't grab it to pull it up. So I'll be getting an extender for the kickstand. So, all right. So now, if you guys can still envision my journey, I'm actually on my way at this point. I'm starting up the bike. So bike starting up quick. I was like, okay, we got gas because we can't get stranded. We gotta get stranded down the street. So I made sure we had gas. We did. We had something, maybe like a quarter of a tank. Well, it was good. We can go down the street. We can ride around. Boom, come back. No problem. All right. No lights on. No issues. No oil light. No none of that. Done. Did a little checkpoint on that. And then our start was perfect. Our engine was rumbling. We was ready. So now, if you guys kind of remember, I have a really snug spot where I park my bike. So I'll probably insert a picture so you guys can visualize what I'm talking about. I then say, okay, let's pull out of the parking area. Mind you, my neighbor parks, there's 2 spaces like directly in front of me. I have kind of like a carport, but I use it as a patio. It's really a carport, and it's a covered area. So I have my bike snugly in a little section. So in order for me to get out, I was gonna have to pull out, make this sharp turn, and pull out of the driveway directly. Mind you, there's a car there. So this sharp turn is not a wall or anything. It is a sharp turn because there is a car there. So let me tell y'all how I got out. Okay, so this is how we got out of the parking stall, as well as I have a pretty long driveway, and I'll kind of go over that too. So I pull out of the parking stall, and then now, mind you, beyond the actual parking area where I park my bike, there is this mountain of a dip. The dip is like the dip to Evo. The best thing to do is kind of like if it rains, the storm drain is also there too. So like there's a reason for all of this. So I'm like, okay, I can't fall into the dip of death. We can't, because we want to maintain control and we want to get out of this parking area very smoothly. This is my first time doing it by myself, alone, with no assistance, by the way. Okay, so now I'm ready. So engine is ready, and I said, neighbor, give me some direction just so you can make sure I have clearance to hit this turn. No problem. So I have my bike in first. I have my hand on the brake. I have my hand pulled all the way into the clutch. Now I'm ready to roll. All right, I'm slowly pulling off the clutch and I'm easing to go slow. I got my easygoing music, keeping me calm. Easing out, easing out, easing out. So now my neighbor is like, okay, time to turn. I'm like, cool. All right, so my turn is getting a little wide as I am slowly like I'm literally like diving down, like woo, like in a pool on the way. I'm like diving. So I'm like, we're going. So he's like, turn the wheel. Mind you, he does not ride motorcycles, period. And I'm on the heaviest one available. Turn the wheel more. Turn it. I said, oh, no, sir. I said, let me help you right now. I said, I am balancing the bike and I am going on uneven terrain. I will not turn this wheel any further until my feet and weight are more steady and smoother. So I needed to get out of this position and get more, at least like tilted back up, you know, just so I can have like better balance. I said, when I get there, then you tell me how much clearance I have, because there's also a big gate. So I get there. So then he's like, turn the wheel. So we get into that again. Turn the wheel. You got it. You got it. You can get out of here at this point. I said, now I need a clutch hand brake. Clutch hand is on fire. Mind y'all, I have carpal tunnel in both hands. Clutch hand's on fire because I'm clutching along. I'm sweating. Clutch hand is on fire because I'm you know, trying to ease out to make sure I'm going smooth. I'm not tilting too far on each side. I'm doing good. I'm just taking my time and going slow. Okay. So I finally I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus. I rested my clutch hand, and then I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna slightly give a back up. I'm gonna walk it back just a taste. And then that's gonna give me enough room. Now I'm ready to roll out. All right, so that's what I did. I said, we ready. So I'm like, I'm on right now, y'all. Y'all don't even know. Yeah, I'm on. So I get out the driveway. Mind you, pulling out the driveway is actually flat surface. Holla, flat surface. So then we have just one little bump, and that's to get off of the, you know, like the steel gate bump. So I just did that. So I got out the steel gate bump. And then beyond that steel gate, like little strip, there's another dip of death. But this one is straight to hell. A dip of death to hell. So I get down to the dip. So I'm about to go down. I said, okay, come on, King Leo. We ain't gonna dip to either side, because I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna keep the back wheel in motion. And how do we do that? We give it a little gas. Come on, tips. So I'm ready for it. So he's like, let's go. He's in the street. He said, I'm gonna direct traffic for you. I got you. You're gonna get out the dip. I said, okay, cool. Now, mind you, to the left, so I'm checking out my scene. To the left, I have a big black truck. On the opposite side of the street, that is the truck that I have in my direction to turn. So the street is not super wide. It's a residential street. It's not slim. Two cars can get past each other at the same time, but you're literally going to be right next to each other. So don't get me wrong. Second of all, I have the street I back out my driveway and I don't give no, you know what. So I'm making sure I got all that covered. I'm taking a look at the rest of the street just to see if like somebody get ready to pull. I said, I don't need to be ready for this pull out. Okay, pull out game. All right. So now I pull out, and then I get down to the dip. I get that clutch hand. I start easing it out. I give it that gas right into it. Like, just like, I used to drive a stick, y'all. Now, I've never rode a dirt bike, a quad. I never even rode a jet ski. I probably mentioned all of this before. But, so I'm not accustomed to it being on my hands. But I know how it works because I drove a stick for a very long time, probably 5 or 6 years. So I said, okay, I know how to get this done. Get off of them brakes, ease off, have that clutch hand, and we about to give it that, we gonna give it that gas and hit this turn. So I'm doing that. I get out the dip, y'all. Woo, I made it out the dip. That's how I made it out the dip, y'all. So now I'm about to turn, and I said, unfortunately, me getting out of the dip, I pulled out towards the truck a little bit too much. And I completely saw that. I said, okay, I want to stay in the safe zone because my goal today is safety, feeling comfortable, not tilting to either side to feel a drop. And I'm on my own. Remember, I'm thinking about all of these things. I'm on my own. I want to make sure none of this happens, and I want to have the ability to fix my issues and not lose the bike. Okay? Period. All right, so because I can't pick it up, y'all. I'm gonna practice that at some point, but I was alone and I wanted to make sure that didn't happen. Now, so I finally get down the street. Y'all know how that feel when you get down the street. I got down the street. I get to the stop sign. Ciao. 2 more dips of death. Come on, dips. But I mastered the last 2 dips. So I'm ready. So I'm ready for the dips. I'm like, okay. So now, in this part of the street, though, it's where a school resides. Meaning, I have like that big yellow section of crosswalk, right? So that's exactly where I am at the stop sign. Now, unfortunately, which is very odd, the stop sign is only for me. The stop sign is not for the person on my right. They don't have a stop sign. The person on the left does, I think, but the person on my right absolutely does not have a stop sign. So the freaks drive down this street. So I said, okay, and there's not really a lot of stop signs in between the streets. So I said, okay. In my mind, I'm like checking out the scene, making sure. It was actually a low traffic type of day because it wasn't sunny. It was actually like probably the time when everybody was coming home from like Mother's Day and hanging out and doing all that. So they weren't driving around too much, which is great. So I said, okay, I'm ready for these next 2 dips. And now I also need to hit a turn as well as I get into these dips, because this is where I'm gonna get into the parking lot. And the parking lot that I'm going to at the school has like a long strip of roadway basically. So I was like, oh, I'll go right here, get my practice in. It's right down the street from the house. I'm good to go. Done. So get my practice on. So again, what did I do? That clutch, rev that engine, ease into that throttle. We got off of both of the bumps like it was 2. I jumped over. We was good. I did it really smooth. I didn't feel I wasn't going too fast, which could kind of be an issue. But what I did was I held on to that clutch just in case I needed to give it that clutch and gas situation. All right, so now I finally get in front, and now I can show you guys, you know, my takeoff game. My takeoff game was pretty good. I was doing slow and steady because, again, even though it's like a nice little strip of land, like to hit second is like you about to stop. As soon as you hit second, you gonna, let's hit the brakes. You're not gonna go very far. So the other place that I normally go to is down the street, and it's a college, and it has huge parking lots and areas to practice in. So that's where I normally go. So this was like a little mini practice, right? So I'm good. I'm like, oh, let's get some reps in. Let's go down. We're gonna turn around. We good to go. So there's 2 areas to turn in at this long strip. So you can either go toward, it's almost like 4 parking spaces down or 2 parking spaces down. You can turn out to the street. And I could have did that and went all the way around, which would have been easy also. Or I can stay inside, and before I get to that turning outside area, I can just hit a U-turn. Done. Get to the first, go down, go to the big area. I make a big turn, just to practice turning, period. Come on back down. We made it. All right, so I hit this a few times. Done. Let's go. I was doing good. It was nothing. I was in first. I didn't go to second again. This is a short parking lot. So now I said, mind you, it was people walking by and they was getting on my damn nerves. I was trying to tape. My camera fell down because it started getting windy. It's starting to get cold too. I got on short sleeves. I'm about to freeze. I said, okay, this is my last lap because it's getting cold and I didn't wear no hoodie or a jacket. Cool. I'm ready to roll. All right, so I'm back at the front. She's ready. She's ready. So I get all started and I'm ready to roll. And now I like, let's go all the way to the end. I'm not gonna stop right here. Let's go all the way to the end. So now I'm gonna pass the opening of where you would normally go out. And there's like these 2 parking space, length space, right? And literally there's 2 parking spaces there. So 2 people can park right there. Got it. I'm like, I can go right there. Bank that U-turn. Let's get it. Let's get it. So, of course, I'm back at the end. I'm ready to roll. I'm videotaping, right? Y'all, I get to the end. I was like, oh, I made it to the end. I'm good. Now let's turn around. Bye. The parking space is on a damn mountain. The parking space is on a hill that's like a mountain. You can't visually tell completely, like, it's like this like subtle slant. But honey, baby, if you on a bike trying to back up, honey, it's Mount Everest. So anyway, we finally get to the end. I'm like, okay, I made it. I'm listening to my music. I actually like, okay, I might change the music. Okay, let's try to back out first and then I'll change my music. Y'all know the bike wasn't moving. Y'all know the bike wasn't moving. I was in first. The bike wasn't moving backwards, okay? It wasn't. I said, okay, there's a technique I can use, but I can't think of what it is. Let me phone a friend. Phone a friend. All right, so I get on the line, call my boy, King Vito. Shout out to Kings of Cali. Vito, I'm in a parking space on a slant. Get me out this parking space. What do I do? How do I get out of here? So he didn't even laugh at me, y'all. He didn't laugh at me because I was like, first of all, you know I'm having short people problems and I can barely back up. He didn't laugh. He didn't laugh, which was nice. He didn't laugh at me. So he was like, okay, you got a couple options. The first thing you're going to do is put it in neutral. I said, okay, do I need to start it to put it in neutral or am I good to throw it in neutral right now? Nope, throw it in neutral right now. Cool. I said, okay, now what? He said, step 2, put your right hand on the handlebar and hold tight. He said, now, last step, you need to use your left hand and you need to pull the back crash bar as much as you can to get the bike to pull back and tiptoe the bike back as much as you can. I said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna call you back if I have a problem. Cool, done. Got back on, I said, let's do it. Clicked it up so I can get it in neutral, half click. I'm back on the bike. I said, we gonna move this motherfucker today. I said, psh. Hand on the grip. This hand is on the crash bar behind me. My feet planted all the way to the ground. I said, We went back. Come on, Vito. He got me going. So now I'm pulled almost all the way up the hill. Like, of course, there's a certain, like, where it's like peaking to where it's getting a little bit too high. So I pulled back and I said, done. All right. So now I got a little room. Let's hit this turn. Come on, y'all. We're about to hit that turn. Okay, so back on the bike, back to first, click back down. We ready to turn. So now I'm trying to inch back around like I did in the driveway earlier, remember? Hand on the brakes, hand down on the clutch, easing. When you ease like this, without gas, you can't turn the bike. It's not enough power to the rear wheel to turn the bike without it feeling like it wants to. So I was being careful and not a full tilt turn, because remember, I'm doing a few things, trying to stay safe, trying to stay balanced. That was my goal that day. All right, so I'm tipping. Child, you ever seen a park that has a slight, almost like a drain looking area on the side? It's another dip of death. That's what it's called now. It's a dip of death. I get all the way down there, because mind you, it's not a big, my bike can almost cover this whole area. It's not, even though it sounds big because it's 2 parking spaces, but it's for like a Prius. 2 Priuses can go in this space. Okay, so my bike is now slanted, so it's taking up like a huge amount of this area. So I'll probably have like 4 feet to turn, something like that. I turn enough, baby, I get right in that dip, unfortunately, and get in the dip of death. At this point, the hill is too steep to where I can't back up anymore, even though I'm using the same method. At this point, the hill is just too steep here. So I'm basically like tipped over, like, oh. I was so not happy with myself at this point. So, no, I didn't cry, but I was mad because I wanted to do it. And I did try. Tried the same method. I think I tried like 3 or 4 times to pull it. I said, child, I ain't doing this no more. That's it. That was it. Okay. I said, let me follow my neighbor and see if he can push me back, because I know I can get out of it. And it's not even a huge pushback. It's a 2 feet pushback. So he drives over real quick. I said, okay, push me back 2 feet. And then I'm out of here. It's cold. I'm shivering at this point, y'all. He pushes me back literally 2 feet. I start the bike. I'm out of there. I'm out the parking lot, y'all. I'm back into the original dips across the school zone walkway. Shoot right back down the street. Nice and easy, smooth. Now I slow down where I need to go on another dip before I pull into my driveway. So I'm like, okay, let's hit a wide turn so I can feel cool about having enough momentum to get up the hill. Child, it's a lot of thought process, huh? My goal was just to stay safe and feel comfortable and feel okay and make sure nothing happens, because my friend also cannot help me pick up the bike because he has a bad back. So he wasn't gonna be able to help me if the thing dropped. I would have had to phone a friend from far away. Okay, so I was like, okay, let's do it. So now I turn around, I did good, and now I'm facing the driveway, and I'm like, cool, let's get some momentum so I can get up this hill. Let's get some clutch action, and we gonna get up this hill and get down the driveway. That's what I do. So we get there, get up the driveway. Now I'm ready to turn it back into my little carport thing, which is literally up a hill. And then there's a little section of concrete, and it's like a bump. So think of like a speed bump, okay? But the speed bump's on a hill. So now I need that momentum to get up that hill again and get over the bump, because the bump is not steep, but it's like enough bump that it could pull you back down. Let's go slow. So I get enough momentum, I shoot up the hill. I did good, y'all. I got up the hill, and then I pull all the way forward, because what I'm trying to do is come back like this and pull backwards into my parking space. Guess what? I can't go backwards. It's on the hill again. It's another hill, y'all. So mind you, I have hit how many hills at this point? At least 2 big ones, right? At least 2. So I said, okay. My friend pushed me back. So I said, okay, push me back and I'm gonna turn the wheel. We good. He's like, okay, 1, 2, 3, let's go. He's pushing me back. Back. I'm in neutral. Back. He started going fast, like we on a bicycle. I said, sir, I'm actually holding this bike up. You didn't know that. I said, what are you doing? I said, you have to slow down because if I slip, me and you, we going down the drain. He was like, oh. I was like, yeah, we're going down the drain if I slip at all. So we finally get back. Pushes me all the way back in the parking space. I made it. Y'all. I made it. Do the I made it dance. So all in all, it was a great practice. And I appreciate having to get myself out of situations, right? I did have to ask for help. I did learn a good tip. That helped me a lot. I was very grateful because regardless of me having the ability to do it by myself, I did 90% of it by myself. And I was able to follow those good instructions and they actually worked. He talked to me slow and was like, okay, first thing you do, boom. Second thing, done. And I was able to do it. So I appreciate all that and I had a good practice. I definitely am going to practice a lot more because I have everything down. I just need the practice, right? Unfortunately, I have a weird driveway, so that doesn't help. I'm sure most people just pull out their driveway, boom, be ready to go. But I have to maneuver this weird sharp turn, so it is what it is. And I didn't. My neighbor actually offered to move his car and was like, I'll move my car out your way. I'm like, no, I have to learn how to get out of here. I'm fine with it. Let me learn. It's okay. It's okay that I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do a lot of stuff. So let me just try to learn. So I appreciate the experience. I'm going to keep going. You guys keep motivating me and helping me out. So let me talk about my lessons that I learned off of this practice. And number 1, don't get stuck in a dip. Okay? Lesson number 1. Don't get stuck in no dip. You see a dip, don't even get in it. Okay? When you see, now this is the other thing. When you see a parking space, regardless of what you're trying to do, don't go head first in it. Because you don't know the terrain. Because if I was backwards, I wouldn't have had this problem. But again, I wouldn't have been able to back into it because it was on a hill, on a mountain. So that is number 2. All right, so the next one is using my handlebars and the crash bar to pull back. It sounds like the bike's gonna be super heavy to do that, but it wasn't. It was like, it gave it just enough of a tug for me to push with my legs, which was great. And then lastly, that calming music kept me like super like zen, but then I had a little turn up music on the end. I was listening to him busy. So yes, I turned it up. I had headphones in they weren't real loud. I just had headphones in just to like, music keeps me like calm and feeling good and motivated. So that's why I needed it. I will tell you a tip or like this particular thing that this guy would do when I took private lessons. I can't even think of where he was from. He might have been like Turkish or Armenian. So we used to go to a parking lot that was located near the freeway. It was great. There wasn't really anybody in there. It was fun to practice with him. He was really nice. So the one thing that he used to do, which gave me the idea of like that meditation type of motorcycle music or calming type of motorcycle music, was he used to talk to me in the headset in the helmet. So as soon as I would pull off, he would not talk to me about what I was doing anymore. He would give me my instructions. I would turn the corner on my own. But when I pulled off, he would say, Put your shoulders down. Relax. Don't you see all the flowers? Look at all the cars getting on the freeway. This is a great day. The sun is out. You're doing wonderful. Don't stop. Make sure that you are paying attention to your surroundings. Look how wonderful it is to be able to ride on your own. Like, he was talking to me like that, so that gave me that idea. And what it does is it distracts you from what you're doing. Because when you start riding a motorcycle, I know most of the people ride a motorcycle that are watching me, but when you start riding, which is my experience, when I started riding, you have a feeling of, I have so many things to do to make this thing go and stop. It's a lot of stuff. In the car, what do? Turn the ignition on, use the steering wheel, and hit the gas and the brake. When I had a stick, I could do it without thinking. I could do it right now. I could jump in the stick right now and roll out. So it's just something that, you know, it helps stay calm and keep muscle memory. Instead of me thinking about what to do, I was thinking about what he was saying and I was just doing it. Pro tip. That was so helpful. So if anybody out there is learning how to ride or about to buy a motorcycle to learn how to ride, just remember, staying calm is key, and making everything muscle memory is key, because you want to do it without thinking. It should be just like in the car. Get in the car, get ready. You know how you get in the car and you're like, oh, let me turn my music on, let me get ready. Same thing. You get on the bike, let me get ready. You get your mind right. Okay, where am I going? That's number one, right? Okay, how am I gonna get there? Done. You already know that. Cool. All right, so now it's time to get started. You turn the engine on, just like the car. Look for your surroundings, like if you was backing out a parking space, like I do every morning. And then you're like, let's go. You hit the gas, hit the throttle, same thing. So even though it seemed like it's a struggle, and it kind of is, but it really isn't at the end of the day if you just focus on making that small accomplishment. Don't try to do a big thing. Oh, I'm gonna ride all the way to so-and-so. Don't ride all the way to so-and-so. Ride that to the end of the block. I learned that from her two wheels. She said every day she would ride a block further out and she would come back home. One block out, further, come back. And that little, I promise you guys, I felt so accomplished. Even though I needed help, I had called in the lifeline and I had to call for help to get a pushback twice. Regardless, I still felt like I did it on my own 90% because I've never done it before. So it felt good. So you guys, I want to encourage you to start riding. Don't ride by yourself. Ride with somebody with you. Ride on the back to that location. Go and get in that parking lot. When you feel comfortable, then still have somebody go out with you. They don't have to ride or anything. You can go on your own. Ride somewhere close by. Feel comfortable. It's kind of like the training wheels. Remember when, my grandfather taught me how to ride my bike. He would have his hand on the back seat and then we wouldn't even know they let it off. Take the training wheels off and he let his hand off of the seat. So I'm already balanced. Kind of the same thing. So when you feel comfortable, you tell them, I can go out on my own. I'm good. I'm almost there, y'all. So stay tuned to my journey. Keep watching. I'm going to keep giving you that good old content. I'm glad you were here to chit chat with me and listen to my little story from yesterday. And I am going to, almost forgot, y'all. I am gonna post into this video my good morning bruises on the back of my legs. So I have Defiance floorboards in the front and in the back. So they have a very long shape. And I wanna say they have like, not like a point, but they come to like a coned area or something like that. Baby, that thing was, ooh, when I was backing up, my whole calf is bruised on both legs. So in order for me to back up, I had to keep scraping it. Because that's where I needed to move my legs. So I'm gonna try to use some arnica gel on my legs and some cocoa butter so it doesn't bruise, and see if that works. But all in all, regardless of the bruises, I still loved it. I had a great time. Regardless, it was nice practicing. I felt good to be able to do it on my own, and that was the biggest thing. My friend even said, he said, how is it so clean? I was like, y'all saw my bike wash, okay? It's still clean from the bike wash. It could use a little microfiber towel wipe down, but it is still shiny, honey. Okay. So yes, I keep my bike clean just in case I need to roll out. I need that shiny, I need that chrome shiny, and I guess I did okay. All right, so you guys comment. Please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you on my journey. And please tell a friend that wants to ride or start riding or thinking about riding. I can give you some good advice for the short girls. And you don't have to be short, but telling you from my perspective, how things feel, how things are to balance. I know I've already told you guys, like, I actually lowered my bike. My bike was really high. Even to my friends, the bike was really high, and they all have road glides. And they said, hey, your bike is really high. So I got it lowered. It's a lot better. It kind of scrapes when I hit a sharp turn, but you know what? I'd rather scrape than be on my tippy toes. I feel a little bit better. Plus, I also feel like the weight is closer to the bottom. So when I get my rims put on, it won't go up that high, and I already feel comfortable, so it won't really matter, right? That's the goal. Get my accessories on. That's the goal. So again, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, comment, like. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you again for all the wonderful support and tips and tricks. And if you're not following me on Instagram, please follow me as soon as possible. I am at Miss Shine Rides on Instagram as well. We are going to be having lives, chit chats with the ladies, having a good time. We're gonna have some guests kick it with us, having cocktails. So you guys keep watching. Thank you.